if you want to call us, you can give us a call at 864-337-1523. 864-337-1523. But tonight, we just want to touch a little bit on the topic that you were not rejected. You were not rejected. You were released. There's a difference between being rejected and being released. And we have to know the difference. First of all, let me start with a little story. There's a story of a chicken and a pig. And they were walking down the road, and the chicken says, you know, pig, I was thinking that maybe we should open a restaurant. And the pig replies, what would we call it? The pig asks, what would we call it? And the chicken responds, why don't we call it ham and eggs? And the pig thinks for a moment, and he says, no thanks. Because, you see, I would be committed, but you would only be involved. What we have to understand is when producing a dish made of ham or bacon and eggs, the pig provides the ham or bacon, which requires his or her sacrifice. And the chicken provides the egg, which is not difficult to produce. Thus, the pig is fully committed in that dish, while the chicken is only involved. Yet both are needed to produce the dish. Now that hog gave everything it had, everything, while the chicken gave you something that it could make more of. Because it just wasn't that big of a deal. Now see, the definition of being involved is having a part in something, included in something, actively participating in something, while the definition of committed means willing to give your time, your energy to something, being loyal and dedicated. The chicken simply laid the eggs. Whether it was scrambled over easy, however you like your eggs, it was only involved. At the end of the day, it went back to its chicken coop and all things were good. But the pig, however, made no difference whether it was ham, bacon, sausage. It had to give its life. It was more than being involved. The pig was fully committed. It was more involved that it had to give its life to make it to my plate. So there are things in our lives that we need to really evaluate. Are we faithful to those things, that we are committed to those things? That applies in all areas of our life. See, when I started this radio station, I thought, you know, this was going to be fairly easy because I already have the knowledge. But then as things went on, and I was the owner, I was the producer, I was the editor, I'm the program director, I'm the marketing manager, the sales director, the social media manager, the voiceover talent, the communications manager, the website designer, the website manager, content finder, the researcher, promotions manager. It wasn't an option to be just involved. I had to be committed. I have to commit my time, my energy, and I have to be loyal and dedicated to the process. Hey, Mr. JC, Mr. Jimmy, good to see you. Paul Cook, good to see you. It wasn't an option to just be involved. I had to be committed. Well, let's take it back for a moment. In the book of Nehemiah, God used an obscure man to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem. In the story, we see Nehemiah making his plans in secret as to not to alert the enemies to his plans and not to stir up unnecessary gossip about what he was doing. Let me tell you, where God gives you a vision, you can't talk about it with everyone. Some people will plan to kill your vision while you're still trying to build it. But understand that there are people who God has prepared to respond to help you. Sometimes the vision takes a lifetime to come to realization. You cannot measure the progress of your vision based on where somebody else is in theirs. Visions come in different sizes, and you have to work with what God gave you. When Nehemiah went public with the vision, there were people that were prepared to respond. Some said, let's go rebuild the walls. See, after months and months of getting prepared, the vision was finally becoming a reality. Then here it comes. The vision started attracting criticism. If you have a God-given vision, expect it to be criticized. Prepare for it to meet opposition. It's going to come. People are going to leave you. They're going to talk about you. But you have to understand that you are not always being rejected. Sometimes you are being released. Rejected means dismissed as inadequate, inappropriate, not to one's taste. They fail to show affection or concern for someone. They rebuff you. One thing about rejection is based on somebody's opinion. Your opinion and validation is not required when it comes to a vision that God has for you. But when you are released from people, release means allow or enable to escape from confinement, set free. Allow something to move at or to freely flow. You are free from the confinement of opinions and validations of people. You are able to flow in the vision. What someone else is doing doesn't faze how you are moved. Remember Nehemiah. Through all the opposition, he accomplished the vision because he had character, he had persistence, and because he was committed and not just involved. He was calm under pressure, and he was brutally honest when he needed to be. So what are the lessons that we take away from this? The first step in anything that you venture to do with a God-given vision is you've got to pray. And when you are under God's vision, remember, you can accomplish anything. What looks like is going to be impossible, God has already set in place what you need, and it's going to work out. You have to talk with God, and you have to walk with God. I don't know how many of you watch Greenleaf, but there was the final episode, or maybe the episode before that, Lady May put it the best I ever heard. You can't go 50-50 on anything and with anybody. You have to leave room for God. Let that sink in. You can't go 50-50 on anything with anybody. You have to leave room for God. If I'm going 50-50 with you, that means half of it's mine and half of it's yours. We can't do that. We've got to leave room in this thing for God. In the God-given vision, you can't shut God out. You have to leave room for him in his own vision for you. Have you ever tried to lose weight? If you're just involved in it, it's not going to happen. But if you're committed to the process, that's when you'll be faithful. We can go to the gym, work out for 1 week, and we're no longer interested. Therefore, we are not committed to the process. You ever started school, went back to college or trade school or what have you? If you're not committed to the process, you won't be going to class and you won't be studying. Have you ever been married? Okay, we'll leave that one alone. But if you're not committed to the process, you'll find yourself in divorce court. Remember the pig and the chicken. One was just involved. The other was committed. The chicken is just involved in the process. But the pig had to give his entire life. and make a sacrifice. So therefore, he is committed to the process. Whatever we do with the God-given vision for us, stay committed to the process. We can't allow how far it seems like somebody else is ahead of us, or how old you are. We can't look at those things and allow them to stop us. If you look in the Bible, there were a lot of people in the Bible who, at older ages, whose dreams came to realization. It wasn't in their younger years, it was in their older years. After they had been through some things, after they had gained some wisdom, after they had gotten some knowledge. So whatever God has placed in you, everything that you go through, every trial, tribulation, every naysayer that you come against, every opposition, every amount of criticism, take it on and learn from it, but don't allow it to stop you. I just want to tell you tonight, make sure that you're committed to the process and not just involved in the process. I hope y'all have gotten a little something tonight. We don't keep you long. We come on, say what we got to say, and we're done with it. But again, remain committed to the vision and the dreams that God has placed in you, and watch them grow, watch them come into fruition. And sometimes what I've learned is that you're going to be in it by yourself for a while. And don't you know, while physically you may be in it by yourself, know that God is with you. He's not going to give you a vision and walk out on it. He's going to push you through it. He's going to see you through it. He's going to navigate you through it. And he's going to put in place everything that you need for that vision to come full circle. So y'all be blessed tonight, and we'll have something for you tomorrow. But in the meantime, y'all be great. Head over to www.faithexpressions.net if you want to hear some good quartet. Tonight is Tuesday. It's contemporary night. So you'll have some good contemporary music over there if you like to listen. But y'all stay blessed, and we'll see you again. Before I go, if you're in, I see S.J. Brown is on tonight, and thank you for joining us. Look on either one of our pages. We are offering free haircuts for the elderly who may be homebound in hospitals or nursing homes for the Christmas holidays. You can go through your church and have your pastor contact one of us, and whoever's closest will certainly get to them. But this is something we wanted to give back. So if you are in one of our areas, Greenville, Greenwood, or Saluda, Newberry, wherever we can get to you at, we will make it a point to get to you. So pass it along to your pastors so they can announce it in churches that we are giving free haircuts from now until the week before Christmas. The flyer, we'll post it again. That's right, Crystal. You've got to walk that thing out. If ain't nobody walking but you, you walk on. Walk by yourself. Y'all be blessed, and we'll see you tomorrow night. Y'all have a great one. Bye.